Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Hopefully you and I agree that you should do everything you can to save your marriage. Divorce is hard, expensive, and its outcome is usually not all you hope for. However, when doing everything has failed, when divorce remains as your last option, consider Cordell & Cordell as your first choice to help you through the divorce process to a better place on the other side. We've been a partner men can count on for more than 30 years. Let us be that partner for you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln. 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Breathe easier inside your home with Bryant. Eliminate allergens and odors and control humidity too. For a breath of fresh air, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Empire Netting delivers top quality netting solutions from major sports venues to backyard installs and everything coast to coast. You take on tough jobs, grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing. And we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up. And we're building something big. If you've got what it takes, apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at Midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC. Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails, beer to wine, and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of University Place neighborhood today.
Riso Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Riso Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at Schwizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
We strive to help people get into home ownership. That is the American dream. Having something that you can go home at night and say, this is mine, is very important. The thing about Remington Homes is affordability.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about their exciting new division, Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier.
The exciting thing about a Remington home is you get to choose your floor plan from predetermined floor plans. We give you a lot of choices, and you couple that with our great lot selection in all different areas. People do not want to be married to their house payment. They want to get a nice house with nice finishes in a great area for an affordable price. And that's what Remington Homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Fuhrer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Fuhrer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
Hi, I'm Asher on summer break and about to start second grade. Thanks to awesome people like you who picked Aloe Fiber. They donated $193,000 to schools like mine. This summer, I'm using my fast internet to keep learning, and I can't wait to tell my teacher everything I discovered. So if you're a grown-up picking internet, choose Aloe, because Aloe chooses us, our schools, our town, and our future. Go to aloefiber.com to learn more.
While folks love all of Hog Wild's award-winning barbecue options, many have a real soft spot for the Carolina pulled pork sandwich. Hog Wild serves their tender, slow-smoked pulled pork on a soft bun and piles it high with tangy coleslaw. There's nothing else on the menu like it. The added bonus? You get to have a side dish like curly fries or baked beans. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Power Hour with two-time national champion Todd Euler. Powered by Window World of Lincoln and SetTheBarSups.com.
All right. What is up, everyone? Welcome to another electrifying edition of the Power Hour on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm your host, Todd Euler, and you know what time it is. It's time to set the bar, bring the energy, and get after it like it's fourth and goal with the game on the line. Now, listen, today's episode is not for the faint of heart. If you've ever hit a wall in life, in your faith, in your fitness, our guest today has run through that wall multiple times. I'm fired up to welcome a world-class endurance athlete, a three-time national champion, an Ironman finisher, pastor, coach, author, and all-around powerhouse of purpose, Lincoln Murdoch. Welcome, buddy. We're going to talk grit, God growth, and going the distance. And if you're ready to build the kind of mental and spiritual stamina that wins real-life races, then buckle up because this one's going to move. All right, let's go. The Power Hour starts now. Now, Lincoln, got chills running down my arms and my back, just, reading your highlight reel. I mean, national champion, Ironman pastor, author. It's like you've lived 5 lifetimes already, but let's just rewind the tape for a second, right? So kind of take us back to the beginning. What lit the fire in your endurance, sports, and ministry? Oh, you're on mute, I think.
Okay,
There
sorry.
Perfect.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Okay, cool.
So what
well,
really lit that fire?
Yeah. Thanks, Todd. So I was that kid growing up that tried hard in sports, right? I love sports. The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat hit me in about 7th or 8th grade. So I tried hard. So in 8th grade, I go out for basketball and I get cut. So I tried wrestling in 8th grade and they used me one match and I lost 12-0. 9th grade, go out for football and I made the team because they're like, they kept 90 people. and I got in about 5 plays the entire season. Yeah, not a great start into my athletic career. And so I scored 1 point in basketball my 9th grade year. I scored that. It was 1 point was my entire season scoring, but it was a beautiful free throw, Todd. You should have seen it. It was the most beautiful one ever. So then I go to Burke to try to play basketball, and there are like 900 guys at Burke trying for 12 spots. And I played 2 years of JV, and I was probably in the top 20, but I wasn't in the top 12. But at one JV game, I did something that had never been done before in the annals of basketball. That ref handed me the ball, and instead of dribbling inbounds instead of throwing it inbounds, I dribbled inbounds to start the play. Now, the ref had never seen this before. There's not even motion like, traveling or something. There's no hand motion. You just yelled. You can't do that.
Can't do that.
Oh gosh. So, yeah, never played a varsity sport in high school.
Okay.
But I love sports. I tried hard. Went to a small NAIA college, and my senior year, having never run competitively in my life, I go out for track because there were about 6 guys that went out for track in the small school of 1,200 students total. And if you could fog a mirror and walk, you could be on the team. So I was on the team, and a horrible memory was we went to the Eastern Kentucky University Invitational, huge 12-school invitational. The longest race they had was the 2 mile. So we all know that's only 8 laps. Well, I got lapped. I got lapped in 8 laps. That's how bad I was. And you would have thought I would have just quit at that point, but I started running 5Ks and 10Ks, and I did a half marathon. Then I did a marathon, and then I did a 50-mile ultra marathon. And for me, Todd, it's a thing of like, okay, I did this. I wonder if I can do that. Okay, I did that. Now can I go further? And it was true with running. And then when it got to triathlon, it was the same thing. You do the sprint distance, then you do the Olympic distance. Then can I do a half Ironman? And then can I do a full Ironman? So for me, it was always this thing of testing myself. Can I do the next harder thing? And I found out at 37 that I actually have a gift doing these things. So I was kind of a late bloomer, you might say. But yeah, all along the way, success breeds success. And as I found more and more success, I enjoyed the sport more and more. And I kept raising the bar for my life. The very first triathlon is like, can I even do this? Can I even finish a triathlon? All the way to representing the Team USA age group stuff 4 times, and twice in Australia, in Germany, and England. Wow. And yeah, so when you bloom at 55, you're a late bloomer.
I hope not. I'm 50, so I'm still trying to.
You can improve. You can improve 5 more years.
Yeah, I'm hoping. So I don't know if you know this, but like I kind of went through that whole journey. I played college football for Nebraska.
Yeah.
Won 2 national championships, was kind of at the pinnacle, and then you don't have that anymore, right? And so kind of the opposite of you, like I kind of reached some of those things, but then there's nothing.
Yeah.
And I got out of shape. So then I started getting back in, and so I actually did 16 triathlons.
You did? I didn't know that.
So I've done 16 triathlons, all at about 240 pounds.
Nice.
Brutal, and all sprints, right? I did sign up for the High V one in Des Moines, but I canceled out because I'm like, there's no way I'll finish that. It's too far. Like it's too much.
Right.
I did two half marathons. I did Las Vegas was my first one. And Lincoln was my last one, and will be my last one. I'm just not built for endurance sports. 5'10", 240 at the time. I'm 215 now, probably a little bit more fit for it. But I absolutely loved swimming and biking.
Yes,
I hated the running part, and you had to do that last, like. And I'm like, okay, like I'm awesome in this. Like I would be top 3 in the swim, top 3 in the bike, and dead last in the run. Like I'd walk the end, and I'm talking sprints, right? Like short, just like 1.1 mile run, like And I'm like, no, I'm walking this thing. Like I can't. Like so great experience though.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know you'd done that. And so guys that I try to coach, I tell them, look, you want to become good at all 3. whatever you're best at, maybe you need to drop your training in that one and work more on your weakest one, and try to level it out. Because there's been races where I had maybe like the fifth fastest swim, the third fastest bike, and the fifth fastest run, but I won.
But you win, yeah.
But I won, even though I didn't win any of those individual three things. It's getting good at all three is one of the keys. Yeah.
So I love to swim, but like I have these big shoulders, right? Like, and they were all pool swims. I did the Lincoln um, triathlon in the lake in Holmes,
Oh,
and
yes.
that was my first lake swim, and I'll tell you that. But learning to swim with big shoulders was brutal. Like you just push so much water.
Right.
And I'm at the YMCA in Norfolk, and it's 25 yards, right? It's small. So I would go as fast as I could, grab the side, wait, breathe, go as fast as I could back, breathe. And I've been doing this for several months, and an older gentleman was always there in the morning with me. And I got done one day, and he goes, "How many laps you do?" And I go, "I got 10." And he goes, "Well, I just did 25 in the time you did 10." And I'm like, "No way you did. Like, you go super slow." You know what I mean? He's like, "Yeah, but I don't stop."
Yeah, right.
So he actually taught me. He goes, "Hey, just follow me and don't pass me." And so I do
Great.
that, and so it was awesome. I mean, seeing him every morning. I can't remember his name. I mean, I don't think we ever
Yeah.
really. And he said, "Just don't pass me." Right. And so I went 3 laps without stopping, and that kind of
Great.
changed. And then I'm like, okay, I bought the Total Immersion book. Have you read that?
Yes.
So
Yes.
learn how to like be on top of the water instead of pushing the water.
Right.
And that changed everything. So then I got up to doing 2 miles without stopping.
Oh, man.
72 laps in the pool. Love swimming. And then you put me in the lake, and in Lincoln, the guys start first, right?
Yes.
Boom, we take off, and I get going, and I'm hyperventilating in the water. I grab the boat, and I'm like, okay, because I just, that adrenaline rush when they like, I can't hold it back. Like I just get excited, right? So
Yeah.
I'm holding on to the boat, and then I take off a little bit. I'm holding on to the boat, and then the girls, the women, I shouldn't say girls, the women start coming, right? And I get out to the buoy, and you got to turn at the buoy, right? And I'm like, all right, I'm good. I let the guy go at the boat, and I'm good. And then all these women just swam right over the top of me. So I ended up,
Yes.
and my best part, I thought swimming is probably my best part, or biking. Like they're both pretty close. Like I ended up second to last on the
Oh.
swim at Lincoln. And I got on my bike, and I made up a lot of time, and then obviously had to run, and that was horrible. So that's just my experience.
Well, good
So,
for you. That's
yeah,
awesome. I mean, the very, very small percentage of humanity has ever done a triathlon. So you're in
yeah,
that group. So
yeah,
that's pretty
and
cool.
I would love to do it again, but there's just no way. I have a
Yeah.
replaced knee. My doctor said,
Yeah.
"You can do anything you want, but don't run." So,
Yeah. And you had back surgery recently, right?
yeah, I'm 6 weeks out of back surgery, recovering from that. That's my 3rd back surgery.
Oh,
So,
man.
so I always tell some guys like, yeah, awesome. I played college football. I played college football in the meat grinder days. They didn't.
Yes.
I mean, they didn't care. Like, it was just, you survive or you don't, and you just move on to the next guy.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
son's at Nebraska now, and their practices are way different than what I went through, and that's good.
Sure.
Like they're not, I hopefully my son at 50 isn't as dinged up as I am. So
Right. Right. Well, if it's any encouragement, the very first try that I didn't know how to freestyle. And so I side stroked
oh
with my head out of the water 1,000 yards. You know how long that
yeah,
takes? I didn't even
long
wear
time.
goggles because I wasn't going to put my face in the water. So that's where I started in terms of swimming.
Oh
And
wow, yeah.
so it's been a 30-year journey of trying to improve the technique and swim fitness and body position and all that stuff.
Well, and it's all
Yeah,
coachable, right? Like
it is.
it's all coach. Like, and it's just the thing with me. Like I was such a bad swimmer. I love to swim. I love being in the water, but I was so bad at it when it come to, trying to compete that, I had to get some coaching, and and just the older gentleman next to me saying, "Slow down." Like,
Yes.
and you hear this in a lot of things in life, you know, slow is smooth, smooth is fast, right? Like you hear that, like it's so true. right?
Yeah, yeah, it
It's
really
crazy
is.
to me. He's like, I did 25 laps to your 10. And I'm like, there's no way. And he's like, yeah, I did. And it changed my perspective. So let's, all right. So
Yeah.
you've completed some of the stuff at the highest levels in the most grueling sports on the planet.
Mm.
How has that shaped your faith and resilience in everyday life?
Yeah, that's a great question. And reflecting on that a little bit, one of the main things that finding success in this, far beyond whatever I had dreamed. When I got lapped in that 2 mile race, if you had told me, Link, in 30 years you're going to be a 3-time national champion, I would have laughed in your face.
Yeah.
But one of the things it gave me was self confidence that I'd never had before. Because growing up in sports, like I mentioned before, I was massively intimidated. These guys at Burke, Barney Cotton was in my class, and all of these huge monster guys. And if you were on the starting lineup for football, basketball, whatever, you're going to go play college ball, probably Division I. And so here am I, little Link who weighed 150 and had a horrible track record in terms of getting cut and scoring 1 point and dribbling in bounds and all these stupid things. So massively intimidated. Therefore, as I grew up, I had this identity of you are a lousy athlete. You like sports and you're okay, but you're not very good. And so, that breeds insecurity. No matter what realm you're in, if you're in a room with if you're a doctor and you're a bunch of doctors, or you're an attorney and you're with a bunch of attorneys, or a musician with, you can't help but look around and kind of compare. Where do I stack up to everybody else? And in the sports world, I was like the low guy on the totem pole. But as I raced and as I got better and better, and as I improved, the first one I did, I was 37. The fastest sprint I did, Todd, I was 55. And so I improved for 18 years.
Wow.
And with each improvement and with each accomplishment, confidence grew and self-assurance grew. So that not cocky. I don't mean that you're cocky. I just mean that there is a confidence that comes with being successful in any field. And that was helpful for me because I was so intimidated by people that were better, faster, bigger, stronger than I was. And so that bleeds over, of course, into other areas of life where I can walk into a room now and not cocky, but it doesn't matter who's in the room. I feel just like, hey, I can hold my own with any of these dudes. And you don't want to go into the comparison thing too much. And I'm maybe not saying this great, but there's just a self-confidence that's come from the success that God has blessed me with. I didn't realize I had this gift. I would have started running and swimming at Burke. Hello, I should have been on the cross country teams, and instead I'm beating my brains out trying to play basketball against these monsters. So, yeah.
Awesome. So, all right. So a lot of our listeners are guys trying to fight their way back into shape, not just physically, but mentally, right? And spiritually. What's one principle from triathlon training that every man needs to apply to his life starting today?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of them, but the one that's been in my mind the most the last 2 or 3, 4 years is this, and it's not rocket science. A little is way better than nothing. We tend to think that nothing and little are almost the same. And I need to do this much to really make a difference. Or like I'm going to go to the pool and I thought I had an hour, but my day got away from me. I only had 20 minutes. So you know what? You go to the pool and you swim 20 minutes if that's all you've got. And I've learned that consistency over time, even if it's a little, it's way better than just sitting home on the couch and doing nothing. And so as I've gotten older, I've obviously had to adjust all my training and my goals and expectations for myself. And often I'm 68 now and I'm tired. I want to just lay on the couch with a TV clicker and popcorn. But I know that if I can make myself get out, I might not be able to do an hour and a half bike ride, but maybe I can do 40 minutes. So I would just say start and just remember a little is way better than nothing.
I love that. I love that. I always say, and I put this on my posts a lot, consistency beats intensity 7 days a week, right?
Yes, 100%. Right. Right.
And so many guys come from kind of my background, I think, like the guys that I really coach is like, I'm all in and I got to go hardcore or I'm all out. Right. That was me for 20 plus years. Like I would
Right.
do a 12-week program and absolutely destroy it, but there was no way to maintain that intensity. So then I
Yes.
would fall back into the old ways and get, overweight again. And so when I finally
Yeah.
said, hey, I'm just going to do Lincoln, I've done this, I'm at 2,070 days in a row or something like that, of 20 minutes of dedicated exercise per day. And I just
Perfect.
said, as long as I get 20 minutes in, then my day, I can consider that done. And that's changed my
Yeah.
fitness so much. Like, and it's changed a lot of the people that I coach
Yeah.
so much. It's a walk with the dog. It's a,
Right.
hard weightlifting session. It's a, hard ride on the assault bike, and just consistency beats intensity 7 days
Yeah.
a week. And
So true. Even 50, like you said, 15 or 20
yeah,
minutes. Even like if my day gets away from me and I don't have a workout at all, I don't get one in. For quite a while, I was thinking, okay, let's do my age and push-ups.
yeah.
If I can't do anything else, let's get down and knock out 30. Then we're going to knock out 20. Then we're going to knock out 18 in 3 different sets with a little rest in between. And at least I've got 68 push-ups in. And same with like just squats. I can just do a deep squat. If I could pull off 25 of those and then another 20, 25, I'm getting in 50 squats, toe raisers. It doesn't sound like much at all, especially for a guy that trained for and raced Ironman distance. But again, a little's better than nothing, and consistency is what it's all about. And then adjusting. You've had to adjust. I've had to adjust. As we get older, the body just doesn't quite cooperate the way it used to, and so we've got to we've got to adjust our expectations and be okay with where we're at, the results we're getting, if we're consistent, and if we realize a little's better than nothing.
Yeah, I love it. So, all right, so let's finish up this segment with, you've said finishing well is a life mantra for you. What does that look like in this season of your journey?
Yeah. So, if life was like the 1 mile run on a track, all right, about 20 years per lap. All right. So 20, 40, 60. I'm 68. So with that analogy, I am coming around finishing the first curve of my last lap. Okay. Now I got the back stretch straightaway. I got one more curve and a final. Right. So not that I'm morbid or anything, but I just realized where I am in life. And so the last lap is what? The last lap can be the hardest, maybe, because you're getting tired. But we all know if you watch the mile run at a track meet, the last lap is the most exciting.
It
The
is.
last lap is where everything happens, and you find out who went out too fast, who's got the kick. And so I'm enjoying life at 68, and I want to finish well. And part of that has to do with trying to remain healthy, right? As healthy as I can be for 68, spiritually, relationally, physically, emotionally, mentally. And so, Todd, there was a number of years back, I burned out. In fact, I've burned out really bad twice in my life. And so I had to readjust all my priorities, and I started prioritizing me. Now that sounds very unchristian. It sounds very selfish, but I realize it's like on the airplane when they say if the bags drop from the ceiling, put yours on first and then help others. And I realized that if I wasn't taking care of myself, I wasn't going to finish well. But if I take care of myself, then I've got something to give to my wife, to my family, to my friends, to others, those in our ministry. And so I try to prioritize taking care of me because I know that's how I'm going to be most effective as a good finisher and as somebody that can help others.
Oh man, I love it. So, ooh, what a segment! Lincoln Murdoch is bringing the heat today. Honestly, I got goosebumps again there, and so I hope you're catching every bit of it. Whether you're running races, building a business, or simply chasing a better version of yourself, his story proves it's never too late to start, grow, and finish strong. And hey, none of this would be possible without our amazing sponsor, Window World of Lincoln. If you're looking to upgrade your home's energy efficiency, curb appeal, or simply get more value from your biggest investment, trust the team at Window World Lincoln. Quality you can count on, service that sets the bar. When we come back, we're diving into legacy, leadership, and living life on mission. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned to the Power Hour, and we're just getting started.
It seems like just the other day, I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Tune in to live coverage of Big Ten Media Days from the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, July 22nd through 24th on 93.7 The Ticket. Join Derek Pearson, Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert, and Austin Orman as they bring you exclusive conversations with Big Ten coaches, players, and sports media professionals while getting you ready for the upcoming college football season. Big Ten Media Days coverage is presented by Advanced Medical Imaging, Stevenson Smith Construction, Currency, Warhorse Casino, Gary Michaels Clothiers, and League One Volleyball.
Hi, folks. The weather is for sure heating up, and Coppel Chevrolet GMC is following suit. The discounts are really as good as they've ever been. $14,500 off list price, or 0% financing on select new models. Folks, you heard that right. Smoking hot deals at Coppel. $14,500 off list price, or 0% APR. So take that short drive down 144th Street or at koppelcars.com. STK number G269520. All deals with trade-in and approved credit.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats. A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Back to the Power Hour with Todd Euler on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. Welcome back to the Power Hour here on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm your host, Todd Euler, and this segment is brought to you by our proud partner, Window World of Lincoln, the home of top-quality windows, doors, siding, and roofing, all backed by world-class service and lifetime warranties. If you want it done right, you want Window World of Lincoln on your team. Now let's dive back in with our incredible guest, Lincoln Murdoch. Lincoln, in the first segment, we kind of got a taste of who you are and some of your amazing accomplishments and how you rose from, you know, like, hey, it's amazing just to hear that, like, your high school story, right? Like, that's crazy. So, but now let's get a little deeper. So now you're a man that's taken on the world, literally, right? Physically, mentally, and spiritually. So let's talk about it. When you think about the word legacy, right? What do you hope your life stands for, and what impact do you want to leave behind?
Yeah, well, at 68, when you're pushing 70, you start to think about things like that, much more so than when, previous decades where you're just flying through life. It sounds a little cliche-ish, but for me, when I'm gone, if people think about me, there's faith, there's family, and there's friendship. And so, first and foremost, I want to be known as a man who had a deep faith in God and who trusted his life into God's hands and was guided and directed by God, trying to fulfill the calling that God gave me, the reason he put me here, right? And then family, just to be a faithful husband, the best father I can be to my 2 kids. And they tell me I'm a great dad. So I don't know if they're just being nice, but I really want to be there for them to show up. And then the friendship thing, we are so connected through social media. We're the most connected culture ever, and yet we are the loneliest. And I think this thing of authentic friendship is greatly lacking. And so if I left a legacy there, it would be like that my friends would say, Link was a great, loyal friend. When I needed him, he was there for me. And so those 3 things, if I had to summarize it in one word, it would probably be inspiration. I would like to leave a legacy of inspiration so that when people looked at my life, it would inspire them to try to achieve, not what I've achieved, because everybody's different, but it would inspire them to set some big goals and to go after them. Because if anybody wasn't going to be a 3-time national champion or top 10 at Worlds 3 times, it was me. Right up till I was 22, 25, 30, I wouldn't have believed it. And so, yeah, the fact that you can set high goals and go for them. If they look at me, I want my life to inspire people to do that, and particularly faith, family, and friendship.
Definitely inspire me. And, I'm only 50, so I'm a little bit younger than you, but so much of that resonates with me. Like, having grandkids now, turning 50, like legacy is really starting to, what am I going to leave behind? And, I love the analogy last segment about, the mile run. That's amazing. So that's going to stick with me for a long time. So you've led ministry, athletics, and businesses. What's the biggest lesson you've learned about leadership that every man needs to hear?
Yeah, great question. Something that I heard years ago that's always stuck with me, that if I'm leading, that means there are followers, right? Somebody once said, if you think you're a leader and you turn around, there's nobody following you, you're probably not a leader. So as a leader, there are people that are looking up to us, following us, trying to emulate us as we lead in whatever sector of life you want to talk about. And one of the things that stuck with me is that I want to be the kind of leader that leads in such a way that those who are following me can surpass me. so that they can go beyond what I've done. So I want to try to lead them in a way that is inspirational, like I just said, and yet in a way where I can speak destiny into their life. I can equip them, hopefully, to go above and beyond anything that I've achieved. Somebody called that once upward discipleship, where if I have a disciple that's coming along behind me, I want to bring them alongside me, and then I want to, as I'm getting older and as they're maturing and growing in their leadership, I want to see them go beyond me, have a greater impact in life than I've had. So if that happens, then I consider myself a good leader. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's see people surpass us.
that's awesome. I think, I run a fitness business, and, you know, at 50, I've got guys younger than me, and I'm like, dude, like, I want you to be smarter than I was when I was your age, right? Like, and do better and be better off at 50 than I was. So that's a great leadership analogy, is upward, right? Like,
Yes,
help them become better than us, right? I think that's great.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
let's talk a
yeah,
little bit
that's
about
good.
your faith, right? You said, how has your faith shaped the way you show up in life in all areas, especially during adversity? I think obviously doing a lot of the races and stuff you've done, but we all face
Yeah,
adversity, right? Like, I had this back surgery and I'm a super active guy. It's driving me nuts, right?
that's hard.
To be just walking. But how has your faith really shaped the way you show up?
Yeah, well, it's massive. I mean, it's the most important thing in my heart and life. And I grew up as a pastor's kid, right? So I was in church 5 times a week. So I was a very religious kid. And each year, as I grew older and older through elementary, junior high, even in high school, my head kept accumulating more and more faith facts. The books of the Bible, I could say them in order. I'd memorize them. And as a kid, a pastor's kid, of course, being there every minute, they used to have a chart, in Sunday school with your name, all the names, and then did you show up? Did you bring your Bible? Did you have a scripture memory? Did you bring a friend? And you got gold stars, right? Well, I was the gold star king, man. I had gold stars going off the chart, but it was all up here. And it wasn't until I was 22 years old where I moved from a kind of a religious person to more of a relationship with God through Jesus Christ. And so when that happened when I was 22, everything changed. Everything changed because up to that point, I'm living for my own desires and appetites and goals and dreams and stuff. And when that happened, it was like, all right, God, I want to do whatever you want me to do, right? And what I didn't know at the time was this whole athletic thing. It's a small part, but it's part of how God created me. And so when the famous line from Eric Liddell from the Chariots of Fire, he's having this conversation with his sister about being a missionary in China. And he says, I know God's called me there, but I need to run in the Olympics. She goes, but God's called you to China. And he said, yes, I know. He said, but he's also made me fast. And when I run, I feel his pleasure. Awesome line in the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
And so there's been many times when I'm out there racing and I feel like crap. I mean, I'm melting down and it hurts and every step's a struggle. It's like I have this picture of my father in heaven watching me, kind of cheering me on. And now my earthly father, who's also in heaven now, cheering me on, friends that have gone before me. And so, yeah, faith is very much formed and shaped my whole life because I want to live it for the glory of God, not for myself. And so it's bled over, of course, right into sports. And like all through the Bible, there's these sports analogies, like right, wrestling and running and all these things in sports that the Apostle Paul used. And so I get it. I get those things. So yeah, those are a few thoughts just about my faith, but it's core. Here's how I describe it, Todd. It's like you can have a button-up shirt, and if you get the wrong button in the wrong hole to start out, you can go up and down all day long, and it's never going to come out right. But if you can get the right button in the right hole at the very beginning, everything's going to come out right. And so for me, my faith is getting that right button in the right hole, and then all the rest of life seems to fall into place.
Man, that's a great analogy. Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about family focus. In a world that pulls us in every direction, we're busier than ever, right? Like, that's the number one excuse I get when I talk to guys about their fitness is like, I'm just too busy, right? How have you been able to keep, your family a priority I mean, I know what it takes to train for little short triathlons. All right. Like it takes a lot.
Yeah.
You train for, the hardest, kind of endurance thing known to man is an iron, full Ironman. Right. So, how are you able to keep the family priority in that?
Yeah, great question. And for me, that's absolutely critical. I've heard that Ironman triathletes have a much, much higher divorce rate than the average national divorce rate because it becomes obsessive. And the amount of time you have to commit to be able to pull off an Ironman is, you're looking at 10 to 20 hours a week of training.
And that's just to pull one off. That's not to be a top level guy.
Right. No, it's true. It's true. Now, so a couple things come to mind. Number one, I'm a minimalist. I've always done here's my goal. Okay, what's the minimal amount of training I need to do to reach that goal? I don't have time for junk miles or extra anything. And so I'm pretty strategic in how I map out my training to meet my goal. Then there's the wise use of time. So maybe it's early in the morning when the kids were at home and they were younger, trying to get out and work out before they're up. Or Sunday afternoons when everybody's taking a nap, I'll go out and do a workout. So strategically using, your time management skills so that you're not impacting your family. But the most important one is this, Todd. The most important one is my wife. And I told her long ago, I said, look, I love this sport. I want to excel in it. And God's blessed me with some talent. But look, you're first. Family is first. And if you ever need me, or if there's a workout I've got planned and you say, hey, I really need you, then you need to know that you come first and that workout's not going to happen that day. Or a race coming up is not going to happen because of a family situation or whatever. And so I have tried really hard, not perfectly, but I've tried really hard to prioritize my family, my wife, and they know that if they need me, I'm there and forget the workout. So if she ever tells me, Link, you're getting a little too obsessed with this, I know I've gone too far and I need to dial it back.
And two, thinking about making your family a priority with your fitness, right? So many guys that I've worked with in, over the course of the last 12 years, well, you ask them, what's your number one priority? Well, my family. Okay. But you're 50 pounds overweight. And, what happens when, your blood pressure gets to a point where now you're hospitalized or go through something and can't work. It's like you said earlier, making yourself that priority first. And I too, like, I love my family. like,
Sure.
And I probably, use some of that triathlon training not wisely when I was doing it. I just did it and I didn't care. I was pretty selfish. I would say it's pretty selfish up until, you know, 45 when I
Mm-hmm.
kind of really got into the fitness business. I was fairly selfish with my training and, things. And then like it really changed my perspective. Like, okay, I say my family's the most important, and I lost Lincoln. Hopefully I lost this camera. But just hearing you say how you prioritize that's awesome. So so let's talk about mission. And I don't know how we lost your camera. Can you hear us, Lincoln? Did we lose you, bud? We might have lost Lincoln. So we will probably let's go to break. So and see if we can get Lincoln back. So that was fire. Thank you, Lincoln, for pouring into our listeners. And that kind of wisdom isn't just heard, it's felt. This segment was brought to you by setthebarsubs.com, your go-to for clean, powerful supplements that fuel performance, recovery, and results. If you're tired of gimmicks and garbage in your supplements, it's time to raise your standards and set the bar. When you're ready to feel the difference, you know where to go, setthebarsubs.com. Stick around in our final segment. Hopefully we'll get Lincoln back. We're going to rapid fire through some fun, powerful wrap-up questions you don't want to miss. We'll be back here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Tune in to live coverage of Big Ten Media Days from the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, July 22nd through 24th on 93.7 The Ticket. Join Derek Pearson, Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert, and Austin Orman as they bring you exclusive conversations with Big Ten coaches, players, and sports media professionals while getting you ready for the upcoming college football season. Big Ten Media Days coverage is presented by Advanced Medical Imaging, Stevenson Smith Construction, Currency, Warhorse Casino, Gary Michaels Clothiers, and League One Volleyball.
Make bill paying a breeze with Text to Pay. LES texts you 1 week before your bill's due date. Just reply to the text to pay. It's that easy. Log into your account at les.com to sign up today.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
When you're outdoors beneath Nebraska skies, adventure comes in all sizes. From quick escapes and long weekends to true off-the-grid retreats. Paddle, hike, camp, explore. Whether you have a few hours or a few days, we'll guide you to a state park or recreation area that's a perfect fit. Start your next adventure today at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and its surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Back to the Power Hour with Todd Euler on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, MVPs, we're back. And it's time for the final push, the segment where we go fast, deep, and leave it all on the field. And this final round is fueled by SetTheBarSups.com, the official supplement brand of champions who refuse to settle. Whether you're in the gym, on the job, or showing up big for your family, Set the Bar Sups has your back with clean, tested, and no BS formulas. Head to SetTheBarSups.com and experience the difference, because average isn't in your DNA. Now, Lincoln, you've given us some gold so far. But we're not done with you yet, so glad we got you back, too. You ready for some rapid-fire finish-strong questions? Let's do it. What's one piece of advice you give your 25-year-old self? And I think you're on mute again. Sorry. Maybe your headset's not working, because it says here, I don't know. We'll get him unmuted. Maybe pull the headset. Not sure.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, we had it. We had it. We missed. There's something happened. We'll get it. Technology. You got to love it when it works. There. I think I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. All right.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
It's all right. So what's one piece of advice you would give your 25-year-old self now?
Yeah, well, it would be that life's going to be a whole lot harder than you think. So get ready. You're 50. I think when you were 25, the idealism you had as you thought about the rest of your life and all the stuff that was going to fall into place beautifully and perfectly probably didn't happen quite like that, did it? No. Yeah. So I would just tell the 25-year-old, look, buckle down, get your roots down deep in your faith, in life, figure out why you're here and what you're supposed to be doing, and just buckle up, because the next 30 or 40 years, you will face things that you never thought you were going to face. And they're going to be hard. They're going to be difficult. And so don't be so idealistic. Get realistic and get those roots down.
Awesome. What's your personal definition of greatness?
Well, I have to go to my absolute mentor, Jesus, who said, he who is the greatest among you is the servant of all. So I think the true mark of greatness is one who serves. It's not fame, fortune, money, houses. True greatness is seen in who serves the best and the most selflessly.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. When you feel off your game, what's your go-to move to reset and refocus?
Well, I have to ask, why am I off? I have to, first thing I'm going to do is stop and evaluate. You know, if everything was going great a month ago, why do I feel off? What's going on in my life right now? So sit down, evaluate, and do some figuring. Okay, so if this is what it is, then how am I going to correct that or fix it? And life happens, right? I mean, there's times we're thrown off our game, and our plan. When I work with triathletes and we come up with a training plan, I tell them this is plan A, and plan A will not happen. Okay, plan B or C will happen. Now you got to have a plan A, but be ready for C or D, because life happens and we get sick. We have stuff we have to travel, so on and so forth. So get ready for plan B or C, not A.
Yeah, I love that. I always say have a plan, but be ready to adjust, right? And those people that can adjust are the ones that struggle the most, right? You need to learn to adjust.
Yeah.
What book, podcasts, or resources had the biggest impact on your mindset lately?
Well, again, as a follower of Jesus, the Word of God, the Bible is the greatest resource that I have. I'm not absolutely perfect at this, but I try to be reading some of it every day. incredibly inspirational. It grounds me. It reminds me of what life really is all about. So that would be number one. But I love books that deal with endurance. I love books that deal with like Mount Everest stuff. Or I read a book about a guy who hiked the entire Amazon jungle. It took him 2.5 years. And so those type of books where people are going above and beyond the normal, like on steroids, I love watching those, reading those, because they inspire me with stuff that is like, that dude's crazy, but I love it. And a lot of people think I'm kind of crazy too. My family thinks I'm half crazy doing all this crazy triathlon stuff. But yeah, so I love books that are inspiring like that.
Well, and I think too, as somebody that has accomplished these things, people look at you differently. And I feel the same way. Like in some of this, like 2,070 days in a row that I've trained, and people look at me like, don't you think that like that's weird, or like you got a problem? I'm like, I do. Like, I am just. I mean, that's something that I strive to, and obviously I coach it. You have to be consistent, right? And I love reading books like, Can't Hurt Me.
Yes.
David Goggins and his journeys and
Right.
things like that. Like, and the thing is too, I read them. I'll listen, like I'm in the car quite a bit, so I'll listen to books.
Yeah.
But if I hear a good book, I'm going to go read it, because there's just a difference between listening to it and reading it. Right.
Right.
And with today's technology and how guys are, it just, to me, it's okay. I'm just going to listen to this book. You don't get as much out of it if you actually, I have 10 minutes a day that I read. 10 minutes. I'm not a fast reader by any means, but I read 10 minutes a day. I get as many pages done as I can, but I also take that time to make sure I'm absorbing what I'm reading. Right. And I think that I started that 10 years ago, and I've read so many books. I mean, I'm looking over here at my library, and
right.
If you would have met me in high school, I mean, I didn't read one book, right? Like if you would have told me when I was 25 that you would have this library of hundreds of books that I've actually read, I would have laughed in your face.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's something I try to get through to the younger generation. Like, just start that habit now.
Yes.
I wish I would have started it way sooner. I wish I would have started it when I was 25 or 20.
Yeah.
I wish I would have read a book in high school, to be real honest. I was a jock, right? Like I got away with anything I kind of want. I was,
sure.
Little different lifestyle when you're the top dog in your high school, and you're just like, yeah,
For sure.
All right. So another question, finish this sentence. The world needs more.
Man, so many things, right? The world needs so many things. It's so messed up, it seems like right now. One word that comes to my mind, and I'll just say it. So for me, the world needs more authenticity. There's so much fakery. There's so much lies. There's so much posturing out there. And social media, everybody sees the greatest things about everybody's life, but they don't see the bad days. And so you get into this comparison thing, and then everybody tries to put your best foot forward in your face, and I'm this and I'm that. And authenticity in relationship, man, I tell you, I think the world needs a whole lot more of that.
Love that.
The whole political scene and everything else is just so messed up, and you don't know who to believe. You don't know what to believe. So again, that's where, like, when it comes to relationships in my life, I want to be authentic. I want to be real. I want to be transparent. And maybe that's one other thing I could have said about leadership is the men who have influenced me the most of them are died and in heaven now, but they had an appropriate level of transparency where they would share their weaknesses, their failures, their shortcomings. And I would look at that and go, wow, if that's true of him, maybe there's hope for me. And I found that very inspiring. So I think authenticity is huge, and it's just so lacking in the world right now.
It definitely is. All right. Final question. What's one challenge you want to leave our audience with this week?
Okay. So I would ask them, what is one thing in your life that you've always wanted to do, but you just didn't take the step yet? I want to learn to play the piano. I want to learn to play an instrument. I want to learn a second language. I want to start a business. I want to do this. I want to do that. It's always been there. It's in your mind. You've thought about it, but you've never taken the steps to do it. Why? Maybe it's intimidating. Why? Because you think you might fail, et cetera, et cetera. I remember, Todd, the first time that I registered for my first world championship in Hamburg, Germany, and I filled out the whole application thing, and I looked at that submit button for about a minute, and I was like, I am going to embarrass the USA if I go to Germany with the USA on my thing.
Mhm.
But I hit it and I thought, okay, buddy, you're committed now.
Yeah.
And so I would just say, what's inside of you that you've always wanted to do, and what's the first 1 or 2 or 3 steps that you need to take, and just do it this week. Just take that step and go. What you're going to discover could be truly amazing. Like me, from junior high school to what I've accomplished by God's grace and through His strength is, to me, it blows my mind.
Awesome. Appreciate it. All right. So that's a wrap on another power-packed episode of the Power Hour. A huge thank you to our guest, Lincoln Murdoch. You can go lincolnmurdoch.com, right? You have a website. It's got a book on there, See You at the Finish. So thank you for bringing the fire, the wisdom, and the heart today. Your journey, your grit, and your faith are nothing short of inspiring. You inspire me so much. And to you, our loyal listeners, thank you for spending part of your Saturday with us, whether you're lifting, driving, grinding, or relaxing. We're honored to be in your corner each week. So remember, greatness doesn't happen by accident. So stay bold, stay focused, and keep setting the bar in your life. This episode was proudly brought to you by setthebarsubs.com, your go-to for clean, tested supplements that fuel your mind, body, and mission. We'll see you next Saturday, same time, same energy. Until then, go dominate your week. God bless. Much love. Peace out.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402